after 4 months, I think it's 4 months, right? We kind of just did the time skip. We finally did the time skip. For anyone who has not seen the movie Dragon Ball Super Superhero, this might be a little bit of a spoiler. Kinda, maybe, don't really care. Goten and Trunks are grown up and they're going to school, high school, I think. I don't know if it's middle school. I'm pretty sure it's high school. It even says so. It's Blue Hall High School. So yeah, I love how these people get one panel. Goku and Vegeta, the main characters of every arc until now, get one panel saying, so remember last arc when Black Frieza showed up? One punched both of y'all and just dropped you like you were nothing and didn't even bother to finish you off. They're like, so that happened. We're training. Good luck. Boom. Shifting to what we actually want to know, and that's what's happening on Earth. And these two clowns are doing the Great Saiyaman routine. Now, they're not the Great Saiyaman. They're Saiyaman X1 and X2. Why? Do we care? Do we care? Honestly, normally, I mean, I don't think Great Saiyaman has a lot of fans. Okay, nobody really liked that shtick. But here, I don't know why. I don't mind, actually. It's like, I'm having fun with it because they're just goofing off. They're just doing what kids do. They're like, we know we're strong. We want to fight, but there's no villains. So let's just stop crime. That's like the only legitimate way to fight bad guys, because you can train and spar with each other, but like that's not the same, and I get that. So they're basically doing what you think they're doing, exactly what Great Saiyaman did. You just go around the city and you find people that are doing very mundane crimes, like they're not even robbing a bank, they were just robbing a jewelry store. Like, you give a fuck, right? It doesn't matter. Now what annoys me here, right, is like, so apparently they flew in. Okay, they didn't just walk down the street. They literally flew in. That should already be a giant red flag if you're a normal human, right? And they just flipped the car. They're like, oh, that's your getaway car. Flipped it. Because that's normal, right? And then he was all like, well, I'm going to shoot you, and he literally teleports in front of you, grabs the gun, and then crushes it with his bare hand. And then does a little, dispose of your trash properly, clean something. And somehow, after the guy flying in, teleporting to you, flipping a car, crushing a gun with his bare hands, these fucking burglar, thief, criminal dudes still are like, I'ma punch you. I'ma just punch you because, of course, I'm going to have a fist fight with the guy that just flipped over a car and crushed a gun with his bare hands. And, of course, it goes exactly the way you would think. It's like, yeah, they dodge everything. They just punch, fucking slap, kick, whatever. Doesn't really matter. And they're like, all right, citizens, we saved y'all. Great. Cleanup complete. Now, this threw me off. I don't know what the whole thing with the cleaning thing was until they eventually show you, like, as they fly up, take off the helmets, because they don't have the little watch that Gohan had as Great Saiyaman. They literally put it on old school style and put it on, like, take it off old school style. But then it's all like, oh, this is the thing. This is where their hype comes from. It's not even that they're copying Gohan. Like, no. This guy who's called Clean God. Couldn't make this up. Swear to God. Clean God. And they're like fanboying over that. And they're like, we're going to do that. Which is why they do the whole cleanup complete. Do you, man? I mean, do you? Who cares? Like, whatever. Have fun with it. And this is also a fun part, by the way. Because I don't know what happened with Trunks. Because they just introduced a whole bunch of character flaws with this guy. And I'm all for it. Now, for one, and this is the fun part, apparently Trunks is not good with technology. Goten just straight up goes all like, you kind of, why do you always suck with computers? I'm like, how are you the fucking heir to the Capsule Corporation, the biggest company in the world that is solely focused on technology, and Trunks is not good with computers? But exactly that's why I like it, because you would never expect him to do that, right? I'm like, How is he that guy? Like, you would expect Goten to be that guy, but apparently Goten is the one that actually knows it, which is why he's telling Trunks, like, you always sucked with computers, didn't you? And I'm like, I like this. I like this. It's like a switcheroo that I didn't see coming, and I'm already loving it. And it's like, also, they're keeping the whole superhero thing a secret. Although I'm like, okay, so this has to show up on the news, right? Like, Saiyaman X1 and X2. There's a duo of superheroes, both calling themselves Saiyaman, and it's not Gohan. Gee, I wonder who it is. Anyone who knows would know, you know? It's like, but whatever, it's fun. It's a little, ooh, we gotta hide it from our moms. Let's just sneak around. It's fun, whatever. And they go to the same high school, right? They're like, okay, bail, whatever. And Trunks, again, because they don't have the super transformation watch like Gohan did, they have to, like, take off the clothes normally. And he's all like, ah, shit, the grandparents are there. They can't see me. And then he's all like, oh, shit, he noticed them. He got to put on the helmet real quick. It's all like, yeah, I'm totally not that. Yeah, I'm not your grandson. I'm a normal person that can fly and is a superhero. And I'm like, you know, the worst part is, I wouldn't mind if Dr. Briefs over here was like, I'm going to pretend I don't know, but you know he knows. But the way they play it off here is like he really doesn't know. Arguably, the smartest person on the planet can't figure out that that's his grandson. I couldn't care enough about it to care to talk about it more than that. But, you know, the dog, which apparently they have like a miniature T-Rex as a pet. And it's not even weird. That's like normal for them. Remember, this guy has dinosaurs in his like inner garden thingy at home. So it's like, whatever, sure. And then he just flies off, and then he has the nerve to go something like, yeah, more and more youngsters know how to fly nowadays. No, they don't. None of the normal people know how to fly. Everybody who knows how to fly is within your friend group, your group of acquaintances, if you will. Okay, so it's like, arguably smartest man alive. I'm like, we're really whatever. So they're just shopping, getting flowers, and they're casually talking about giving Pan, who's going to kindergarten now, a plane for her birthday. Or not even for her birthday, just the fact that she's going to kindergarten. Let's buy her a plane. Let's buy her a castle. I'm like, you rich motherfuckers. Of course you do. But whatever, you know, nobody really cares about that. And then these helper robots from Capsule Corp are going crazy, running around, and then you see nothing except for this weird zombie dude, this is just peak OG Dragon Ball, right? Like, this is so out of fucking nowhere. This is the wackiest shit ever, right? And you're like, what is even going on? And we just cut away. You're like, we're just going to leave that there for now. And then Trunks, apparently, who's got some dirt on Pilaf, is all like, well, I can't let my mom know I'm a superhero, so you know what we're going to do? I'm going to ask Pilaf to make me one of those transformation watches. And turns out what he has on Pilaf is the fact that he tried to steal the Dragon Balls and Trunks caught him, and he's all like, I'm going to keep your secret. But you owe me, so you're going to make me some shit. Because again, apparently Trunks sucks. Not only is he bad with computers, apparently he's bad with his hands. He can't build shit. He doesn't know anything. He's all like, your mom would be disappointed. I mean, I hope you get like really strong, because at least your father would be proud of you, because your mom sure as shit won't. But hey, let's keep it on the wraps. Nobody cares, really. And obviously, Bulma is not as stupid as her father. She's all like, what were you doing, huh? What were you doing? But, you know, these are just minor things. You know it's going to come out eventually, but we're going to have fun with it while we can, okay? And this is you know what? I'm not sure how to feel about this particular thing, because Trunks still has a crush on Mai, right? Which, you realize that Mai originally was like 20 years older than Goku in episode 1 of OG Dragon Ball. Let that sink in. At some point, anywhere between Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, they made a wish to get younger. Again, that doesn't change the fact that this bitch, like, has at least, like, 60 years of life experience by now, I think. Somewhere around the lines of that. Because Goku's, like, 40-something, canonically, I think. Especially after this time skip, right? He's like 40, 50 or some shit, which means she should be a grandma. But because of the wish, she's like his age. And I'm like, I get why you're doing it, but it's still weird for those who know the entire lore. Well, whatever. So he's like, oh my God, I got a crush on you. Let me help you. We'll help this box up and blah, blah, blah. And then someone else is like, yo, this one is also, God damn it, who's calling me right now? Decline that shit. Ain't nobody calling me at 6 p.m., you dumb bitch. Gonna have to edit that one out. Again. So Trunks is trying to like ask Mai out, and she's all like, I'm busy. I got like work to do. We don't get to be here unless we're useful. So we gotta work. And she has like that. You can see there's like zero interest coming from Mai towards Trunks, which is normal. That's natural. I mean, I can understand why Trunks would have a crush on her because he only knows her as the young girl that eventually grew up. But we know that she's like 70 years old. So, whatever. Anyways, and then Bulma goes all like, you know, we got like security cameras here, right? I know that you tried to steal the Dragon Ball, so you're going to give them back to me right now. Yeah, bitch. The fuck you think? So now that we did that, you know, Trunks and Goten are going to school, and somehow Trunks takes a bike, but does it in super speed. And, you know, it's fun. Not gonna lie, this shot is like, reminds you of Gohan going to school, which technically never is seen in the anime at least. But they did like a panel shot, I think it was in the front of the manga or something, where you see him on this motorbike. Doesn't matter, you know the one I'm talking about. And then you see this guy, he's like a fucking douchebag. He's trying to loiter. And because he's Mr. Clean God fanboy over here, and the fact that he's about to throw a can at a baby. A fucking baby. He's right there. What the fuck? It's like, dude, you were just about to smack that. And he's all like, boom. Smacks him right in the head. And is like, all right. Fun, cool little thingy. And of course, he's late for school. So he tries to sneak in. Now, this is another one of those things, right? I'm like, I fail to see how it's this hard for Trunks to sneak in considering his insanely superhuman abilities, right? Like, I get it. It's funny, right? It's funny. And I'm not going to lie. I'm having fun with it because it's all like, yeah, you're fucking up in school because you expect him to be a nerd. You expect him, the Trunks that grows up in peaceful times should be a nerd. Or at least that's what the end of Dragon Ball Z and GT led you to believe. But that's why I'm really happy with what Dragon Ball Super is doing with it. They're like, completely subvert your expectations. You know, it's like, no, we're doing something else completely. He doesn't like school. If anything, he even admits that he's all like, I don't want to inherit the Capsule Corporation. I want some excitement in my life. Okay? I want to have some adventures or some shit. Like, I don't want to be the CEO. Fuck that shit. That's boring. Okay? Which I agree. I mean, I get it. You got money. Okay, even if you don't inherit it, it's not like you're not going to have money. Plus, what, I need some money? I'll just go to the World Tournament, smack the shit out of anyone, especially Hercule, and just like, oh, guess I got a few million now. I'm like, that's always the backup. Right? But also, you know, I actually also like this. Like, out of nowhere, you barely saw this, okay? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You basically never saw people of color in Dragon Ball, right? And you can see they're coming with the times where they're like, okay, so now instead of these Asian looking like this dude in the back with the glasses that basically looks like Gohan but just slightly with a higher BMI, okay, he's like the nerdy guy, and she's all like, let's go ghost hunting. That's this whole story. And this is where another character flaw for Trunks shows up, where he's all, apparently he gets freaked out by ghost stories. He's super easily spooked out. It's hilarious. What the fuck's going on? And here again, it's like another person of color. Goten just chilling because, you gotta remember, Goten is 1 year younger than Trunks, so he's in a completely different class. So his interactions with his classmates is completely separate from Trunks's. And that's good, because then you get like more to play with. I love it. Loving it completely. And he's all like, okay, so doesn't want to hang out with his ghost hunting buddies, but let's play video games at my house. Playing the Clean God video game. Because, of course, there's a Clean God video game. But it's boring, right? And he's all like, oh my God, I got these super VIP movie tickets to the Clean God movie. Because, of course, there's also a Mr. Clean God movie. The arc is called Superhero. Come on. I mean, this isn't even a surprise anymore. And who cares anyway? But he's all like, so listen, I only got 2 tickets. Now, normally you think Goten and Trunks go together, but he's all like, I really want to ask Mai out on a date. And again, I get it from his point, but this shouldn't work. But whatever. That'll come back later, you know? But he's all like, okay. And the funny part is Goten, to some degree, even gets it. He's all like, no, I know you like Mai, bro. Like, go ask her out. Like, I really want to go to that movie. But hey, if you want to ask Mai out, like, take a shot, dude. By the way, this is Red Bull. In case you thought it was something else. Like, I'm serious. It's Red Bull. Don't ask me why it's in this glass, okay? It's because it's, don't you think it's, it fits with this video. Sure, why not? Anyway, so he asks and he's all like, yeah, listen, so, we got shit to do because these robots came back all defective and shit, and, we're gonna have you busy fixing them, so I got no time to go to the movies with you, bro. And that's it. And he's all like, so what happened? Blah, 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 whatever. Weirdos ruined the robots. And Trunks is all like, we got criminals to stop. Adventure is calling. Let's go Super Saiyan. Not Super Saiyan. They're going Saiyaman X1 and X2 to the rescue. But that's the funny part. Again, remember, Trunks is afraid of ghosts and stuff, right? And they're at night. And apparently, that's already enough to freak him out. Just walking the streets at night when there's nobody around, that's spooky enough to freak him out. That's what I'm saying. Trunks all of a sudden has a laundry list of character defects, which I'm all for it because it kind of makes Goten look like the more grounded, realistic, smart person even. I'm pretty sure at this point, Goten is smarter than Trunks. Hilarious. Would never have guessed that shit, right? And I also love this point he makes. So he's all like, oh, how can you be afraid of ghosts? Like, dude, both of our parents, like, check that, both of our dads died and came back as ghosts. Anyone with a halo over their head is dead, so they're technically ghosts. Sure, they have their physical bodies, but whatever. Which is also what Trunks says is like, yeah, that's not the same, bro. That's not the same. And then they meet this giant zombie dude, which freaks him immediately out. He literally runs away in a panic. I'm like, did you not fight fucking Majin Buu? Like, how are you afraid of this? What are you talking about? You've seen Gods of Destruction. You've seen the Universal Survival Tournament. Actually, no, they didn't. They didn't see that tournament. Nobody saw that tournament. They were just on the island protecting, like, Android 17's little wildlife thing. Dude, now that I mention, nobody saw that tournament except for the people fighting in the tournament. Ha! Hilarious. Anyways, so Goten is all like, bro, you might want to pay attention to this. Turns out Mr. Zombie Guy just hits a button and freaks out the robot and then takes control of him. Apparently. Apparently that's how that works. And they're all like, holy shit, what's happening? And like, they're getting away in that car. I'm like, right, but we're fucking hybrid Saiyans. We can just fly and chase them. This is super easy. Barely an inconvenience, really. And eventually they get to that, and then he has to struggle with the whole, I'm afraid of zombies, but I got to take care of this if I want to ask Mai out on a date. And then you see the struggles like fighting zombies, dating Mai. Fighting zombies, dating Mai. And eventually he's all like, okay, fine. Fuck it. Fine. Whatever. We'll do it. Let's fight these monsters, zombies, ghosts, whatever, as long as that eventually means that he gets to ask out Mai. But whenever they think like, oh, they got caught by the zombie mummy dude over here, turns out his classmates who asked him to join them ghost hunting, they're there. They were ghost hunting. And then like, oh my God, they're in trouble. And then Trunks has to use his little transformation watch that he got from Pilaf that apparently isn't working as well as it should, because he's all like, why isn't it working, bro? Like, oh, just hit the button a couple times and then all of a sudden, ching, it's there. Great, it works. And then obviously he just bursts in, saves everybody, tries to do the heroic fucking leg. Oh, I mean, yeah, okay, so he knocks everybody out. There's a whole army of zombies, but he's in action mode. You know, the moment you flip the switch, I'm about to punch everybody. you're good because you're super strong. Until this dude, Alpha 12. I still call bullshit on this one, not gonna lie. Like, even if he's holding back a lot, which he was, of course he is. So, like, how did you tank a fucking punch from Trunks, bro? Well, whatever. He's all like, he literally says, I'm built different. But then he's all like, and this is where you see where Gotenks got the stupid moves from. He's all like, oh yeah, cyclone style, tornado, hurricane. He's about to do something, and then bam, the stupid watch malfunctions in front of his classmates. And it's all like, so that's Trunks. Boom, secret identity gone. That took like one chapter. It's done. No fucking beating around the bush. That's it. We all know who you are now. But no, Goten over here is super fast, super smart. Is all like, boom, shoots the lights out. He's all like, no, not just the lights. He energy blasts the electrical thingy, whatever. I don't know the name for this, to be honest, but whatever. The box thingy that does the electricity, and then all lights go out, right? So then nobody can see what's going on, even though arguably I'd be like, yeah, everybody saw you, even called your name while we're still standing there with all the lights on. And we're going to have to act like that was an illusion later. But sure, whatever. And this is where you actually got something I didn't expect. Because he's all like, oh yeah, I'm Goten, Trunks' friend. Oh my god, we all saw an illusion. And somehow they buy it. Whatever, you want to keep this ruse going a little longer, do you? You know what I mean? I don't care. And then, in the dark, this is actually one of my favorite panels of this chapter. Like, Trunks is all like, oh, you want to see me too? So, like, we've seen this back in the Boo Saga where Goku had to fight Yakon in the total dark. He's all like, oh, I got light. Boom, bitch. Super Saiyan. That's light. There you go. So, like, yeah, well, you wanted me to stop holding back, right? That punch didn't work. Let's try that again, shall we? So, like, but then, that's the best part. He goes Super Saiyan just for that stupid suit to all of a sudden come back on, which, I mean, I guess the light still works because the aura still exerts light, I'm assuming, but whatever. And it's all like, oh yeah, here to mop up evil, a superhero. And then he does his, I want to say, I guess this is his cyclone tornado kick punch thingy something, because he does, and he wins, and he one-shots it, cleanup complete. And then apparently, even not to get into technical things, but Goten literally blasted the circuits, the whole thing. Like, flipping a switch should not be able to turn on the lights. But whatever, right? I mean, do we really care about something, a small technical detail like that? Of course we don't. It's Dragon Ball. We know what we're watching, right? So, long story short, this is where something more story-orientated actually comes out, where they find a confidential disc for Dr. Gero, or Dr. Gero, for anyone who watches it in Japanese. And then, would you look at that? Surprise cameo by none other than our favorite police officer, Krillin, who's all like, well, we got a message like of disturbance or something. Is like, were you messing around here? Some dead bodies were walking around. And this is where Trunks actually realizes that it was actual zombies. He thought it was people in like costumes or makeup or some shit. But like, no, those were actual Walking Dead people. Yeah, bro, those were actual zombies. And this is where, this guy finally makes an appearance. What was his name again? I think it's Dr. Hedo. Not sure what the English pronunciation is. I never watched Superhero the movie in English, so I don't know. But the grandson of Dr. Gero. The guy that makes the other things. We'll get to that when we get to that, okay? Shall we? So, and he's all like, oh my god, the data disk from the safe, it's gone. That's like the one and only thing in the world that has that particular information that we don't even know what it is, but whatever, it's important. And all we know, or all he knows, is that a student from Blue Hall High School has it. And he's all like, how is that even possible, bro? How is a student stronger than my zombies? Because he knows how strong the zombies are that he made, which makes sense. But anyways, we'll take that to the next chapter if they even address it then. And then Trunks comes back like, yo, I took care of the zombies and all the shebang-a-lang-a-ding-dong, so can we now please go out on a date? So like, yeah, so we gotta like fix all of these malfunctioning robots. So yeah, they're going to be busy for the next couple months. And they ended with it like, oh my God, I can't believe it, on some sitcom finish ending. And you know what the funny part is? I like it. I had fun with this chapter. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, this was fun because to anyone who's seen the movie, and I have to assume that everybody by this point in time has, I think the digital release is anywhere between now and next week. I think so. Even if you haven't seen it, you can see it soon, hopefully. Anyways, to those who've seen the movie, knows how it ends. So the big, high octane, super finish of the movie, you already know what that is. You already know how it's going to go down. You already know how it's going to end. So we don't have to like, oh my God, when is it finally going to get interesting? Like, no. We can take our sweet time and just have fun with the mundane stuff like this. Like, go back to your roots in OG Dragon Ball. Like, just have fun. Just do stupid shit like this. And I'm all here for it. This means there's like no stress. Like, you're really expecting like, oh my God, I can't wait till next month. I wonder what's going to happen next month. This is like a self-sustained sitcom episode. Like, we started a little adventure and we ended the little adventure. That's it. It's cool. And what happens next month? We don't know. But I'll be there and I hope you join me. So while I take this sip, feel free to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe. Then you know when the next video shows up. You might have to hit that little icon bell to actually get notified of that, but, or stalk me, whatever, like, do you. Great. So, yeah, tell me what you thought about this chapter, and what do you think is going to happen in this arc, knowing how it's going to end. I mean, that means we have to spend some time exploring Teen Goten and Teen Trunks. And that's something that I've been asking for the last 10 years at least. So I'm a big fan. And for that, I've been Super Cello, and I'll see you next time. Peace!